Today we're making egg pie, a Philippine custard pie. Hi everyone, today we're making egg pie, a Philippine custard pie. Here are the ingredients we're going to need for our dish. For the pie crust, we're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 3/4 cups of salted butter cut into small cubes, 2 pieces of egg yolks, and about 3/4 cups of cold water, which we're going to be adding gradually until we get a dough. For the filling, we're going to need 6 pieces of whole eggs, 6 pieces of egg yolks, 2 cans of condensed milk, 2 cups of evaporated milk, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, and we're going to need about 3 pieces of egg whites and whisk it until a soft peak, and 1 piece of egg for egg wash. So here are the complete list of our ingredients. Okay, so in a large bowl, I placed our 2 cups of flour. Then we're going to add in about half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 3/4 cup of salted butter cut into cubes, and 2 pieces of egg yolk. First thing we're going to do is we're going to mash that butter until it's broken down. It's okay if you weren't able to break down all the butter because that's good for making it nice and flaky. Alright, so just like that. Next we're going to be adding in our water, gradually add in our water until we get a nice soft dough. So as you can see, we're starting to have a dough here. Now, if your dough is a little sticky or a little wet, just add in more flour. Or if it's running dry, it's starting to crack, just add a little more water. So we're just going to continue doing this until it's nice and smooth. We're not going to overdo it because we don't want to melt that butter. Okay, so since our dough's already formed, let's start kneading it in a clean surface. Make sure to clean your counter or wherever you're going to be rolling this dough. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little flour to the surface so that the dough does not stick to it. Now we're going to knead it until nice and soft. And again, if your fingers are starting to stick, just add a little more flour. Okay, now we're going to cut it in half. Now we're going to start rolling our dough. Now we're going to start rolling it using a rolling pin. Make sure you add some flour on that rolling pin so they don't stick. Always good way of doing it is rolling it away towards away from you and towards you. You always start in the middle and roll away and back in the middle and towards you. Then you rotate it a little, 90 degrees, and then continue doing it again, front, back, until you have a nice thin crust. How big you want these, how big you want them rolled out, that depends on how big your tin pans are that you're gonna be cooking with. So you always wanna make sure that your dough is slightly bigger than your pie tins. So as you can see, it's big enough to fit over our pie tins. So this is fine. So what we're gonna do now is try to roll them gently into the rolling pin away from you, so it's easier to place it on our pie tin. Then carefully place it over the pie tin. Well, it doesn't work that perfect, but I mean, you get the idea. So what we're gonna do now is try to lay it over the pie tin and gently press down on the edges. If you get like some areas that's kind of running short, that's no problem. Just add in a piece from another area. Just like that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use our kitchen shears or scissors to cut off the excess edges. There you go. Now, using your fingers, we're gonna make a little design. So first, let's tuck everything in there. Now here's the fun part. Using your fingers, you're gonna crimp it so you have a nice design on the dough. So can I just push it together like that? And complete doing it until you're all the way around. And if it's starting to stick to your finger, just add a little flour in your fingers. All right, just like that. One of our pie crust is done. Now let's make the other one. All right, so here's our two pie crust. We'll just set it aside, and now we're gonna make our batter. Okay, now for our batter. In a large bowl, we added our 6 pieces of whole eggs and 6 pieces of egg yolks. Now we're gonna add in our 2 cups of evaporated milk and our 2 cans of condensed milk. Next, we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Now whisk everything until nice and smooth. Okay, so this is looking really nice. So that's ready. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to whip 3 egg whites. Okay, so in our mixer, we're going to whisk in 3 egg whites until soft stiff. So here's our 3 egg whites. The leftover egg whites, you can just use that for later, you know, like you make scrambled eggs or frittata out of it. Start off slow so you don't wear this egg white all over your face. Then set it to high. Okay, let's check on our meringue for our egg whites. This is perfect. You want it soft peak, meaning you don't want it too stiff. So let's just take that out. So that's how you want it. Now we're gonna add this into our batter. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna strain our batter so that we have a nice smooth consistency. You can do this a couple of times if you want. There you go. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our egg whites to this. The egg white's the one that's gonna give it a nice brown crust on top, which egg pies are known for. So just gently fold that in until well incorporated. So just like that, nice and smooth. Now we're gonna slowly add this into our pie crust. So just carefully add that batter into the pie crust. There you go, perfect. All right, so we place our pies in a pie rack. And first thing we do before baking it is we're gonna use our egg wash and coat the crust. So it gives it a nice brown shine to it. Okay, now our pie is ready for baking. Let's turn on our oven, 350, and let's preheat that. Okay, our oven's been preheated. Carefully place in the pie inside. I'm baking it in the middle rack, so be careful when you're doing this. There you go. So we'll bake it for an hour and we'll come back. Okay, our pies are done. Carefully remove them. Oh, look at that. Perfect. So we'll just set it aside for now. Let it rest for 30 minutes for everything to firm up. And then we're gonna cut it after that. Okay, so our pie has cooled down. Let's give it a cut. Carefully lift it. Look at that. Perfect. So there you have it. Our Philippine version of egg pie. So here's our finished dish, egg pie. So I hope you enjoyed today's recipe and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.